Next topology is called as FDDI, Fiber Distributed Data Interface. FDDI is actually developed during 1980, and its data transfer rate is actually 100 megabits per second. Just like token ring, it's also using a token passing system to provide media access to devices. Actually, that FDDI contains two concentric rings, which is in a counter-rotating manner. Counter-rotating rings for media access. One ring is actually called as primary ring, that actually provide data access and transmit the data. And the second ring is actually used as the backup. If the primary ring is failed, the secondary ring taken as a backup for data transmission. Now see, this is the diagram shows the FDDI where two concentric rings are there. Here I used a word called as counter rotating. Counter rotating means in one ring the data transmission will be like this way, in other ring the data transmission will be like this way. So it is called as counter rotating. If any one line breaks, for example, if this line breaks, here the link will be done like this way and will create a new temporary ring. So its counter rotating rings are there. Now actually this FDDI contains some of the devices like single attachment station SAS, dual attachment station called as DAS, and dual attached concentrator called as DAC. Now this single attached station actually connects only to the primary ring. It is directly connected to the primary rings. So if any one devices in the SAS this failure occurs, that is SAS device any failure occurs, it is not affecting any ring. So we can easily switch on or switch off this type of devices in the ring. It won't affect any ring. The second type of device is called as dual attachment station. Here these devices actually connects both of the FDDI rings. Both rings are connected to this DAS. These are actually the network servers or some devices which are monitoring actually. If these devices are not working, then the ring may be breaked. An alternative ring has to be, or some logical ring has to be created if any DAS or failure occurs. The next one is called as dual attached concentrator. Now this dual attached concentrators are actually used to connect this SAS to the ring. This is work like a hub or switch in the Ethernet. In Ethernet we are using hub or switch, whereas in FDDI we are having DAC for connecting different SAS. This DAC is also connected to both of the rings. Now some of the advantages of FDDI. FDDI uses a dual ring technology and therefore more reliable than token ring LANs. If any one ring failed or if any link is failed, by using another ring it will create a new ring. So it's more reliable. FDDI uses token passing system. So media access or data transmission is also collision free. There is no any collision when you are transmitting the data. but it has some disadvantages. What is the disadvantage? In FDDI, we are using a media called as optical fiber cables and DACs. These are a little bit costlier compared to your UTP cables used in the Ethernet. In Ethernet, we are using UTP cables and hubs, which are less expensive compared to these devices.